Hey, today I'd like to talk about kyanite and in particular blue kyanite. Now, kyanite does come in other colours, and two other main colours you often find it in is black and green. I'm only going to talk about the blue today, and it's often found in Switzerland and Brazil. You can also find it in other locations across the earth. It's often also found in conjunction with quartz, either next to it or very close to it. And I'm sure there's a scientific reasoning as to why these two can appear together. I'm not a scientist, nor am I that interested into going into the chemistry and geology of that. I'll leave that research up to you. Now, when you're measuring the speed in which particles vibrate with this stone, it's often considered extremely high. And so it's often not used in the sense of a grounding stone. It has other purposes that we often will use it with. And when you're working with the physiology of the body, the stone is often working with the muscles, the brain, throat, the adrenal glands, the thyroid, and temperature control. And when we're talking about chakras or energy points within the body, and also outside the physical body, this stone is often working with the throat, the third eye, crown, ulnar major, the causal vortex, stellar gateway, and the soul star. So I've listed quite a few energy points that reside sort of outside the physical realm of the body. And like I said before, the vibration of the stone is quite high. It's not generally a super grounding stone either. So I would imagine that you're sort of getting a picture, a clearer picture as to the uses of the stone. And also when you're in different states of being, there's times when you find that working with these sorts of stones are not best to be working with. And for myself, when I first started working with the mineral kingdom, I tended to start with the more grounding stones, and then as I got more comfortable, I would then introduce stones that had a higher, or should I say faster, speed of vibration. And for me, that's just what I felt comfortable and intuitively felt like the right thing and the right process for me to be working with. Now, in regards to the stone and cleansing it, it does not like water, so avoid water where you can when you're working with a stone. However, you can cleanse it with the uses of salt, smudging, sun, the moon. It also can be considered a little bit toxic, so careful with the amount of exposure that you have with it touching your body. And just general good hygiene is to wash your hands after you've been touching the stone. The planets that this stone is often associated with is Mercury and Neptune. Now, Mercury obviously is working a lot with the mind, and Neptune is obviously working a lot with the etheric realm. So that makes a lot of sense when you are feeling and thinking into the physiology of the body that it works with, and also the chakra points as well. Now, the core meaning of the blue kyanite is about finding balance and equilibrium amongst the ebbs and flows of life. And it's also referred to quite a lot actually in ancient Greek culture as Kyanus. Excuse me if I pronounced that incorrectly. And that word describes the colour blue. So yes, the ancient Greeks used this stone a lot, and there are other many cultures that would have done so as well. Now, again, back to the sort of physical aspects that you would be working with healing, and the stone would be things like rehabilitation and recovery. Again, going back to that sort of the muscles that I was talking about before, also inflammation and pain relief. It can be quite good with headaches. As I was talking before, you often might use it in regards to the brain. It can be quite good for the immune system, as well as the cells within the body. and also the nervous system as well. So moving on to the nervous system and then into the emotional space that the stone would work with, and that is things like finding inner peace and stress relief, relieving depression and anxiety. And obviously when I think about and I feel the nervous system, and in conjunction with those emotions, when your nervous system is functioning very well, then obviously there's less stress, less anxiety, less depression. It's much easier for you to find inner peace as well. And moving on to the metaphysical aspects when you're working with a stone, people find that it can be beneficial in regards to dreams and the dream time. Following your dreams. What have we got here? Oh yes, a little candle that says dreams. I am facing the camera so that I can see myself, so the word dreams will be backward. Some of you are very good with different abilities and may not have any challenges with reading words backwards. Anyway, also people find it can be quite good with working with other lives that you're living as well. So that sort of reconnection with the gifts that you are harnessing in your other lives as well, bringing them forth into this life, in this now and present moment. It also can be good with extrasensory perception. So we're talking about things like clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, which is the one that I have discovered that I predominantly seem to embody, seem to be aware of at this moment. And astral travel is another one, again going back into the dream time. I'm not a big proponent or a big recommender of astral travel for various reasons. You can venture into that yourself, and I'm not making recommendations that you do, and that is the point of me expressing that. I don't want to be held responsible for any experiences that you have within the astral realm from this vlog. And the most obvious metaphysical one for me when working with, especially with the colour blue, is communication. And that is a theme that I've been working with a lot with, yes. Especially this year. For me, I've been really wanting to wear a lot of blue. I've been working with the colour blue a lot, really a lot of focus on the throat. And the purpose of that is a lot about communication and communicating better. And I have some really beautiful beings in my life who are also teaching me a lot and showing me a lot about communication, the various ways in which they communicate, and yeah, I'm really enjoying that. So yes, calling in a lot of these stones and the colour blue to assist me with continuing to expand in my expression. Yeah. So yes, if you've got any comments or questions, you're welcome to leave that below. And you can also reach out to me on other various social media platforms. The links to those are down below. And I will see you in the next vlog.